Welcome back to the channel. I am Joe. We've got another vintage mountain bike on the channel. This was actually supposed to be my second bike for the cheap bike build off, but I just did not have the time or the weather to cooperate to get this bike done. Pretty excited about this bike. It is cool. It's not the coolest, but it is a very cool bike. This is actually my dad's new to him bike that he pulled out of the trash on his way home from work one day. We're gonna do a quick walk around, but it is a Trek mountain track. It is a steel frame and solid front fork, full rigid. Unfortunately, this is not a chromoly frame. It is just a steel frame. It is rather heavy, but it does have pretty small diameter tubes, which I'm a big fan of on any steel frame. It is a relatively large bike. My dad's a couple inches taller than I am. 19.5-inch frame, so it's gonna be a good size for him. Not the highest end parts ever. We're gonna replace some parts with some things that I have, some stuff that's a little bit better. We're going to clean it up, obviously. You probably can't tell from where you are, but we're gonna take a closer look here in a second. It is a matte blue that I think has just a little bit of metallic in it, so it's a very, very cool color. We will try to polish it up a little bit. It's got a lot of scuffs and scratches, so we're not gonna get everything, but we're definitely gonna clean it up. It's got an old speedometer thing that's all wired up and tape, and so we're going to pull it apart, lube everything. We're going to replace some parts and service some, and we're going to get this back on the road, and this is going to be a good bike for him to go pound the pavement on the bike paths with, so stay tuned. First thing was cleaning the frame up. I went to buff the frame to get some of the scratches out, and it actually started to polish the matte finish, which obviously I didn't want. So I ended up wiping the entire thing down gently with some lacquer thinner, which really evened out the finish and just made it all look really, really nice. For cranks, I have this really oddball set of 165 mil length Shimano cranks that are like a 135 5-bolt BCD. So I ordered a narrow wide chain ring for it. It's a pretty big chain ring, like a 38 I think. So we'll see what the final drive ratio ends up being. New bottom bracket, little blue hardware, works great, looks great. Brakes, going with a set of Canties that I had with some new pads. As much as I love the look of Canties, I'm really getting tired of setting them up, so this might be one of the last sets that I do. Get these put on the back, and of course we have a matching set for the front. We'll go ahead and reuse the headset that was on the bike, cleaned, degreased, re-greased, and put back together. Works just fine, and save some parts. Original seat post and clamp going back in. Post is nothing fancy, but at least it is aluminum. The saddle is really random. It's a gel specialized, rather large saddle that I just had laying around that came in a lot of saddles that I bought off of Facebook, but Dad's gonna love it. Little rear derailleur upgrade. The Cicera unit will work really good with the cassette that I have lined up for this. Cool gunmetal finish on it, and it's a lot better than the really bottom of the barrel Shimano one that it had on it originally. Some 90s looking steel and aluminum pedals. These are actually brand new that I got for free off of my local Buy Nothing Facebook page, and of course they fit this bike perfectly. Original quill stem is in really good condition, and it's actually sized really well for my personal preference. on this bike, even though I'm not a huge fan of the quill stems. For rear wheels, I get the original rear wheel and front wheel off this bike. Aluminum wheels, they are a freewheel cassette. You see there I put a Mega Drive 7-speed cassette on there. That'll pair nicely with the 1x. And I actually ended up spray painting these wheels, the whole wheel, everything, flat black, because the spokes were pretty rusty and they were just beyond cleaning up. And then I just sanded down the braking surface on the outsides of the wheels with my orbital sander. And of course you can never tell well enough on video, but they turned out really, really well. They actually in person look just fantastic and fit the whole aesthetic of this bike. Like I said, front one too. I did forget to mention I converted the rear hub from just the nut and bolt axle to an actual quick release axle. A couple newer style skewers on there, and wheel set is good to go. Bars, this is just a set of steel bars that I had, and I had these extenders that I didn't really know what I was going to do with, because obviously you're probably not going to want to take those on any trails. I don't know how strong they're going to be, but they do make the bars a more than acceptable width, and they will work great on a bike path cruiser. I have ridden this bike since I put it together, and the handlebar width is spot on, so I'm really happy to put those extenders on there. Brakes and shifters, this is a set that I had on a couple bikes that I built, and of course they're Canty compatible. Some Altus levers with the built-in shifters. I just unbolted the front derailleur shifter, and they look and work absolutely great. One of my favorite set of used controls that I have. New set of grips, of course, on there to complete the cockpit. I have to say that this thing absolutely rides and shifts and brakes so smoothly, so quietly, which you never know once you've had a hub apart and redone and put a used, freewheel cassette on there and a used derailleur. So happy with how everything turned out. Well, that wraps up this build. I gotta say, this has definitely been one of my top 2 favorite vintage builds that I've done so far. The matte blue frame, the black and silver wheels, how I spray painted those and how they turned out, I think look awesome. The bar width, the drivetrain setup, I just love it. It rides so smooth, it's quiet. Of course, I would have preferred to run a different saddle, personal preference. Would have liked to run some bigger pedals, even though these definitely fit the aesthetic of the bike. Would have preferred a slightly different cockpit setup, maybe a quill stem adapter and some different bars, or at least some aluminum bars instead of the steel bars, and aluminum seat post, actual seat post, not the seat pin. Would have been better, some fatter tires, but that's personal preference stuff. I think just overall, the fit and finish of the bike, the way that it is, personal preference aside, I think is awesome, and I think you guys will agree. And it's going to be a great cruiser bike for my dad to take down to the bike path and just get some miles on. So if you are new to the channel, we do a lot of mountain bike stuff, we do a lot of off-road stuff, and I switch it up all the time. So be sure to check out my back catalog of videos, give the video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and of course check out the links down below, or to my Instagram, my Facebook, where I post all of this stuff plus a lot of other stuff that doesn't necessarily make it into the videos. So until the next video drops, thank you very much for watching. Take care. Goodbye.